When you live on a fixed income, you don't feel financial mistakes right away. You feel them slowly. A little more tax here. A surprise Medicare surcharge there. A deduction you didn't know you qualified for. And suddenly, your monthly Social Security check doesn't stretch like it used to. That's why 2026 is not just another year. There are quiet changes happening in Social Security taxation, Medicare premiums, and something brand new that could actually increase your take-home income if you understand it correctly. And most retirees have no idea. In today's video, I'm going to walk you step by step through what's changing in 2026, what could cost you money, and what could actually put money back in your pocket, especially the new senior bonus deduction that very few people fully understand. Quick reminder before we start. This video is for educational purposes only. I'm not your CPA or financial advisor, but I want you to be informed so you can ask better questions and protect every dollar you work decades to earn. Let's start with something that confuses almost everyone. Are Social Security benefits taxed? The answer is, sometimes. And the formula that decides whether you pay 0, 50%, or up to 85% of your benefits in taxable income is something called provisional income, sometimes called combined income. Here's the part most people miss. The government does not automatically tax all of your Social Security. They run a formula. They take your adjusted gross income. They add any tax-exempt interest, like municipal bonds. And then they add half of your Social Security benefits. Not all of it. Just half. That total number determines how much of your Social Security becomes taxable income. Now here's where retirees quietly lose money. If you are single and your provisional income is under $25,000, none of your Social Security is taxable. Between $25,000 and $34,000, up to 50% becomes taxable. Above $34,000, up to 85% can become taxable. Notice something. That threshold hasn't meaningfully changed in decades. But your income probably has. Cost of living adjustments increase your Social Security. Required minimum distributions increase your IRA withdrawals. Pensions don't disappear. So more retirees are slowly crossing those thresholds without realizing it. For married couples filing jointly, the numbers are $32,000 and $44,000. Once you cross $44,000 combined income as a married couple, up to 85% of your Social Security can become taxable income. That doesn't mean you lose 85% of your check. It means 85% of it gets included in your taxable income calculation. Big difference. But still, it can push you into higher tax brackets. Now let's connect this to Medicare. Because this is where things get expensive. Most people think Medicare Part B is a flat premium. In 2026, the standard Part B premium is around $202.90 per month for most beneficiaries. But that's not what everyone pays. If your modified adjusted gross income from 2 years ago crosses certain thresholds, you pay something called IRMAA, Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. In simple terms, a surcharge. If you are single and your income 2 years ago was above $109,000, you start paying more. If you're married filing jointly and above $218,000, same thing. And the more you earn, the higher the surcharge. There are 5 levels. At the highest levels, retirees can pay several $100s more per month for Part B, and extra for Part D drug coverage too. And here's the part that surprises people. Medicare looks back 2 years. Your 2026 premiums are based on your 2024 tax return. So if you sold a house in 2024, did a big Roth conversion, had a one-time capital gain, you could be paying higher Medicare premiums in 2026, even if your income dropped later. Now here's the good news. If you had a life-changing event, retirement, divorce, death of a spouse, work reduction, you can appeal IRMAA using Form SSA 44. Most people don't know that form exists. And they overpay for years. That's money you don't get back unless you act. Now let's talk about something new that could actually reduce your taxes in 2026. The senior bonus deduction. This is in addition to the standard deduction. If you are 65 or older, you already qualify for a slightly higher standard deduction. But now, through 2028, there is an additional senior bonus deduction. For single filers 65 plus, up to $6,000 extra. For married couples both 65 plus, up to $12,000 extra. That directly reduces your taxable income. It does not change how Social Security is calculated. It reduces your final taxable income, which can lower your federal tax bill. But, and this is important, it phases out. Single filers under $75,000 modified adjusted gross income get the full amount. Between $75,000 and $175,000, it phases out gradually. Above $175,000, no deduction. For married couples, full deduction under $150,000. Phases out up to $250,000. Above that, nothing. And the phase-out formula reduces 6% per $1,000 over the limit. That sounds complicated. But here's what it really means. If you're just slightly over the threshold, you still get most of it. If you're way over, you lose it. This deduction is temporary through 2028 unless extended. Which means right now, for eligible seniors, it's a window of opportunity. Now let's zoom out. Why does all of this matter? Because these systems overlap. Higher IRA withdrawals can increase provisional income, make more Social Security taxable, increase IRMAA, reduce your senior bonus deduction. One decision can ripple across three systems. That's how income quietly erodes. Now let's briefly talk about Medicare funding. When you worked, you paid 1.45% Medicare tax on every dollar earned. Your employer matched it. If self-employed, you paid 2.9%. Unlike Social Security, there is no income cap for Medicare taxes. And high earners pay an extra 0.9% above certain thresholds. That's why Part A is usually premium-free. You already paid for it. But Part B is not free. And higher income means higher premiums. Which brings me to strategy. If you are not yet on Medicare and still working, health savings accounts, HSAs, can be powerful. HSAs allow pre-tax contributions, tax-deferred growth, tax-free withdrawals for qualified medical expenses. In 2026, contribution limits are $4,400 for individuals and $8,750 for families, plus $1,000 catch-up if 55 plus. And after 65, you can withdraw funds for non-medical purposes without penalty, just income tax. That makes HSAs one of the most tax-efficient vehicles available before Medicare enrollment. But once you enroll in Medicare, you can no longer contribute. Another rule many retirees miss. Now let's tie everything together. 2026 is not about one change. It's about coordination. Social Security taxation thresholds remain tight. IRMAA premiums still penalize higher income. Senior bonus deduction offers temporary relief. HSAs still provide strategic flexibility before Medicare. If you ignore these connections, income slowly erodes. If you understand them, you can preserve more of what you worked for. So here's what I want you to do this week. Pull out your 2024 tax return. Look at Line 11, adjusted gross income. Your Social Security amount. Your Medicare premiums. Ask: did I cross an IRMAA threshold? Am I eligible for the senior bonus deduction? Will my 2026 income be higher? Do I need to plan withdrawals differently? Because the IRS does not correct your tax strategy for you. Social Security does not warn you before taxes increase. And Medicare does not lower premiums automatically after income drops unless you request it. Retirement security is not just about what you saved. It's about what you keep. If this video helped you understand these changes more clearly, subscribe to the channel. I post Medicare and Social Security updates twice a week in simple language designed for real retirees, not tax attorneys. And share this with someone who depends on their Social Security check. Because small adjustments now can protect thousands of dollars over the next few years. Your retirement income deserves protection. And informed decisions today prevent painful surprises tomorrow. I'll see you in the next episode.